family. Graduation season is here, but this moment is bigger than caps and gowns. Graduation isn't a ceremony, it's a separation. It's the moment you stop being who life required you to be and start becoming who you were designed to be. High schoolers are walking across stages right now, but some of us grown folks need to walk across one too. Some of us need to graduate from old habits, old wounds, old versions of ourselves, and expectations that were never ours to carry. Some of us need to graduate from people who only knew us in our struggle, but can't handle us in our becoming. Graduation isn't about the paper, it's about permission. Permission to evolve, permission to outgrow, permission to step into a future that doesn't apologize for being bigger than your past. So tonight, I'm not just celebrating the class of 2026. I'm celebrating every soul ready to step into their next chapter with intention, courage, and clarity. Because your future is waiting at the end of that stage, and your name is already being called. Be ready, because this right here, this is the world premiere word on the streets.
Greetings and welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, constant confusion, and distraction, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Put your hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Xtradonaire Moton. And Mr. Gotta Get Your Mind Right and Open Your Eyes to the Blind Truth, the motivator himself, the amazing Keith Fletcher. And the man who brings clarity to chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement. Welcome to the message. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets.
And good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. Friends, we're so excited and happy to be back with you in your home, in your living room, wherever you are, wherever you might be. This is the world premiere Word on the Streets. I am Xtradonaire, but as you all know, this show is only popular and growing because of these hosts that the platform have the honor to have. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not the platform that like to rob you of your important time. So we just drive and dive right into our program. And tonight, friends, we're talking about graduation. Isn't that a wonderful subject at such an excellent time? Because so many of us in your home, whether it's your own daughter, your son, your nephews, nieces, whoever, what have you, somebody somewhere in America is graduating this month. And so this is why the three of us got together and say, you know what? We need to talk about graduation. But I promise you, friends, you know how we do it on this show. We're going to turn the page and probably go down some valleys and peaks and hills. We're gonna go a little bit deeper than just on the surface of a child graduating from high school. So we need y'all to be with us and stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I do a lot of talking, and I know you all tired of me talking. So let's get right into it, friends. I don't know if this is your first time or not, but we have a gentleman who just got off from work. This brother just drove all through the heavy traffic in Dallas. I mean, he might have gotten a ticket. I don't know. I hope not. But he does this every Thursday. He drives hurriedly to be here with you, to share with you, to encourage you. And friends, if you don't know by now, I'm talking about the brother who brings reasons to chaos. I'm talking about the brother who sacrifices summer, every summer, to mentor young men, to lead them and guide them a better way. If you don't know who I'm talking about, friends, put your heart and hands together for the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig.
Evening. Thank you for that extraordinary.
Oh man, it's so easy. It's so easy to say the truth. It just rolled right off your tongue. And ladies and gentlemen, you all know this brother. So even without an introduction, and the reason why I know you know him, because I see all the clicks he get on Facebook. When I go on Facebook, this brother got 600, 800, and that's just on Facebook. Now, I'm not a man to go on TikTok all that much. I got to be honest with y'all. But every now and then I go on TikTok. So if he got that going on Facebook, he got twice that amount going on TikTok. And I say, well, damn, what's going on with this brother? And then I turn and he have this YouTube channel. And if y'all don't know about it, brothers and sisters, you need to check it out. He have a YouTube channel called it The Blind Truth. Now, just a small background about this brother, if y'all hear for the very first time. This brother survived stage 4 cancer. Now, for me, I really don't know how to wrap my arm and put my brains around that. Survived stage 4 cancer. And he's always out talking me, outgoing, a go-getter. I mean, he's just always so ambitious and let's do this, man. We got to move this. We got to move that. He have that kind of ambition and energy. Oh, did I mention he's blind too? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to show some love. And that's why they say you're amazing. The amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the world premiere Word on the Street. Brothers, I'm so happy to see you all, be back with you all. And as I said from the onset, man, this graduation season, and a lot of that is going on, getting ready to go on. So I did so much talking. I'm aired out. I'm talked out. I need Vincent just fell out. So Fletcher, you're here, man. It's just you and I, my brother. Why don't you open it up for us?
No, I'm here.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I'm here.
All right. Go ahead on, Fletcher. Okay. Why, Fletcher? Vincent, you the man who bring reasons. Check it out, brother. Who bring reason to chaos. Bring us some reason, brother.
Man, I fell off, or y'all fell off, but then I was still on there. So I don't know what I missed out on. I think I heard something about, I think the last thing I heard was it was saying that Keith had a lot of followers on TikTok or stage 4 cancer.
Yeah,
That's the last thing I heard.
Yeah,
Fletcher, you back with us?
Yeah, he just gave me an invitation, Vince. We can hear each other, right?
Yeah, we can hear each other now. Let's go with it, brothers. Go with it, Vincent.
I don't know what the question was.
I
fell off.
You were talking about graduation. You got people graduating.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I mean, because all right. So I'll pick back up.
Thank you,
I don't
Fletcher.
know where we left off. I think the last thing I heard was it was going on. I think it was extraordinary, basically talking about Keith's overcoming stage 4 cancer. That was the last thing I heard. The screens went blank. But as far as the topic, as far as the graduation you can't see, for me, I'll think about my graduation night from high school. It was quick, fast. I was nervous. And at that point, after I walked off the stage and after we left the area, I was like, damn, it's over. Like, it was the end of the honeymoon period for me. Like I can imagine what our kids go through, Keith, as far as when that day happens. You see a lot of people happy, a lot of people are crying and sad, but for me, it was like coming up in a single home. I was like, my safety net of my mom was kind of over because it's like now I was forced to become a real man. So for me, it was more so like you said, it was things that you can't see. It was a dose of reality of we want it to come so quick, but then when it happens, it's just like, wow, now what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for me. My mom was like, "Hey, either you going to college or either you got to work full time and go to school part time. You have to do both, but one of the, but you have to go to school and learn something, right?" So for me, it was like it was a short celebration, and then it was quick. Of all right, now we got to get to work. Now we got to get to grind. Now you on your own. I mean, I'm here to help, but the actual goal was for me to be on my own. So at 20, I left the house. Well, I won't say left the house. We had an understanding of, hey, it's probably best for you to go ahead and move out. So did that. So it was a graduation for me that extended from walking off the stage to 2 years later at the age of 20, having my own place. It was like, didn't look back.
Wow.
So didn't look back.
Man, that's really interesting,
Yeah.
brother. You
Yeah.
had that type of self confidence at age 20?
Yeah. It was for me. I mean, mom's is my, you have to know my mom in order to see someone who's now she's 78.
I'm
I
sure
was
she
born,
I'm sure she'll appreciate that, but go ahead on.
yeah, I was born in Dallas, moved to Austin when she was going to UT in Austin. Had to move back when I was 6 because of the asthma. But I saw my mom grind and she was going to college. Like that's all I knew was like she was always in somebody's college. And even when she was a single mom, she was still working 8 to 5, taking me out to Cedar Valley, taking me to North Lake, taking me to UT in Arlington. Like everywhere she went, I was that. I don't know if y'all know this term. Y'all probably do. I was that. I think I was called the dress tail kid because I was under my mom. Like I followed her everywhere she went. So for me, it was like she didn't talk much about what to do. You just saw the grind that she did and the example that she did. So it exuded the confidence in me. And it was like failure, failure was an option, but it wasn't an option, if I could say that. Like she made it hard enough for me to want to leave with still loving me. But the goal wasn't for me to stay home forever. It was for me to get out and make something of myself.
Right. So without her, I'm trying to find out. So at age 20, you decided help me out, help us
No,
out.
so at 20, all right. So the deal was I was going to college for like the first year and a half. I
Okay.
wanted to play football. Wasn't big enough to go off to like a major college. I was 125 pounds soaking wet. Great athlete, but at the same time, football was my mind. Didn't go. Went to college for about a year and a half. Tricked that off. Like, yeah, just all I could think about was football. I went to college for my mom. It was at that time, and I remember this to this day when she got her bachelor's. And I was there. She was like, "This should be you walk. This should be you walking across this day." She said, "You're gonna regret this." And I'm the type I don't like when people say stuff like that. Now, back then we would hear it, but now we thinking, "All right, you're speaking a curse over me." But now I think about that, and it's just like, man, I wish I would have taken school more serious. And I've had stints of going to school as a single dad working an 8 to 5 job, still trying to find a way to go because my mom went. So I'm like, okay, if she can go, I can go. So for me, it was like she had a deal. She said the first year, or you can stay here as long as you want, but you got to go to school. Or if you're not going to school full time, you work full time, school part time. I made the decision after year 2 to stop going to college, and she was like, "Hey, I got to be a person of my word." She said, "My yes is my yes, and my no is my no." She said, "You're probably not going to be able to stay here because you're a grown man making those decisions, and in my house, this is what I need you to do." I respected that, so I came home one day. She said, "Stop, partner." Looking, there's a guy, he's changing the burglar bar keys. And she was like, "From now on, you come when I come in, you leave when I leave." I'm 19, 20 years old, and I'm like, I'm at the basketball court down the street in my slacks and my tie. And they're like, "V, why don't you go change?" I'm like, my mom not home yet. So at that point, it was like, just to keep the friction down, it was like, look, you got to go. She helped me get my first apartment, paid first month rent. That was it. I was over there off of 67 in Oak Cliff, over by Sun Chevrolet at my first apartment. So that's how it all began.
So in essence, you graduate from being your mama skirt tail to your becoming an individual.
An individual adult, and it was quick. Like the older we get now, like time is passing by quick. We don't realize how fast time passes by, and we tell our kids this all the time, right? We tell them take advantage of this because it's not going to always be here, right? It's going to pass right before you know it. So, but yeah, it things happen quick. Yeah,
Fletcher,
Yeah.
graduation, man. Graduation, brother. Man, talk to us about
Man,
all of that.
me and Vince got the same mama.
May have the same mom.
But graduation for me, what I lived with my dad in Texas for my whole my high school year. Now last year I came back with my mom, and in Texas I worked, had a job and everything. And basically in Texas I really on my own. My dad, I was on my own. So when I got with my mom, the rules changed, So I couldn't get no job, so I get mom when graduation come. I'm dating my ex-wife, met her dating, but I get with my mom, and I remember that day at graduation, and my mom was real strict. I had to be home at 12:30. I'm 12:30, man. Like mom,
I know.
I'm saying? 12:30.
Well,
You said it didn't start till 12.
There's not jumping to 12:30. So, I'm breaking the rules and stuff. So, anyway, come to graduation, and I remember I had a senior trip. We went to Dallas, went to Six Flags. After graduation, we were at a party. Then the next day we went to Six Flags, and I had fun. We came back from Six Flags, and that's when everything changed right then. It was like that fast. Like you had that fun. It was like playtime is over. You know what I'm saying? And my mama, because my mama told me and my brother at 13, we could have stayed with her. She told us, she really sit down and said, "Hey, what y'all gonna do? We kids." She's like, "Well, what you mean?" Well, we said, y'all love you.
At what age?
At 13, I was 13. I remember her telling us that, like, y'all not gonna be able to stay with me. You know what I'm saying? So me and my brother already knew that. So she said, "Well, what you gonna do?" Mama said, "Well, Keith, why don't you go in the military?" I said, "I'm not to be no green boy. I'm not going to no military." And at the last minute, I said, "Well, I'm gonna go to college." And I said, "I want to go to Southern." Most of my family my mama graduated from Grambling, and she said, "You're not going to Southern. Now, you want to go to college? I'll let you go to Grambling." And I went to Grambling, but I was, like I said, I was dating my girlfriend at the time, which was my wife, ex-wife, and she got pregnant. But when I went to Grambling, like you say, you see things different when you get older. You know what I'm saying? I had everything set up. My mama set everything up perfect for me because I wanted to go to Grambling at the last minute. She got me into Grambling. she enrolled me the first semester. She said, I'm gonna do everything for you, set my room up and all that stuff. It was a college experience. I'm telling you, she laid it out for me. Then she said, hey, next semester you got to do it on your own. Now I picked the right degree, computer information system. I had some good friends around me. My classmates was mostly girls, so the girls were smart, and they used to do my homework and give me. I'm talking about I had A's and B's in college. You know what I'm saying? I was passing all my class. I mean, mom helped me out. She was good to me in school, and I had a little half a scholarship running track, and all of a sudden, like I said, at the time, Selena, she got pregnant. I had a job working on campus. I told my mama, this is the crazy thing. I told my mama this years later as a grown man. I'm talking about I'm in my 40s. I said, Mama, I had a job working on the high school campus as a tech. I was working in the high school. She said, you were just retarded, boy. You left that show. She was mad at me, but I had it made. She set me up nice. And once I got Nina pregnant, I went to the military. But the graduation, like now I got kids, I raise people, my kids and other people's kids, my sister-in-laws, them. And I don't like graduation. I'm just gonna be like my daughter and my twins about to graduate now. I think graduation, I look back at it, it was hard. Like you say, Vincent say, once you graduate, the real world it was like that. My life, it just changed like that. You know what I'm saying? And I got to figure out all these things. You know what I'm saying? Even like when you get dropped off at college, I don't know if y'all remember. I tell my kid, man, that first night staying in college, man, you been at home. I don't care how tough you are. When your mama leave, my mama left, you like, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that graduation, and manhood, you know what I'm saying? It was like Vince said, everything was so fast. I'm in college, I'm in that. Then I got pregnant. I'm in the military. It was just, and now that I look back at it, I had no idea, man. I had no clue of what I was, coming out into the world, and I wasn't prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't prepared. Some people, when I talk to people, they knew what they wanted. They were prepared. I was not prepared for it. And so graduation. So now that I see graduations, even my kids now they about to graduate, they all excited. I'm kind of like, hey man, you supposed to graduate. I get mad. I'm like, dude, graduation is a given. You supposed to graduate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I get it. I'm just saying me. I know I might be wrong, but now I tell them now, like the real world, it begins. I know after the party and after all this stuff, man, it's about, and like this, it's about to be fast.
It's short-lived.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about. Me, I'm like Vince. Like man, when you hit the ground, it's gonna come so fast, and it's gonna be a whirlwind. And that's what I see. Me for graduation for me, man. It was fast. It's just like all I remember is going to Six Flags. Next thing you know, I'm in the military, married with kids. Like, where did everything go? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fast. Yeah.
Listen to us, community. Listen to us, because I swear to every one of you all listening out there, you had the same experience. Brothers, y'all not lying. It happened almost like turning a light switch on and off.
Yeah.
Your life, it just flips. And that same thing, it spills over into life today. And that's why this topic is really such a timeless conversation. Graduation.
Yeah.
And let's bring it on up to date in 2026, where we are now, because those same things, you're never really ready, man. We build up this thing. We this tough guy, we this tough young lady, we wear that facade, but now it's here. It's there. And making these decisions, brothers, I often think about the conversation we have here on the platform. And I was thinking, is there anything out there, and y'all can help me on this one, that doesn't deal with personal development? Anything. If you're talking about job, if you're talking about relationship, divorce, children,
Sport.
education, career, sports, and that's what graduation did, man. When you leave high school, see, every kid, that's their number one goal. Man, I can't wait to be done with
Mhm.
that. And then when you're done with that, guess what? It doesn't go in reverse. The toothpaste never get put back in the tube. Fletcher's
Mm-hmm.
like you said, Vincent, like you said, it's so quickly you realize, I'm it, I'm it.
Mm-hmm.
And that being I'm it, that's an uncomfortable position in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
graduating in real reality. Somebody hand me an umbrella.
Yeah. I want to say what Vince said when your mama told you you're gonna regret going to college. I was told the same thing, man. But like you say, I chased that too for a long time. I chased to prove her wrong. You know what I'm saying? I chased that like, nah, I ain't gonna regret that. And like man, I off and on going to college, trying to finish. You know what I'm saying? Trying to complete that. You know what I'm saying? And as far as I got, I got to associates, and I tell my kids that they were like, "Well, Dad, you know, you got associate now." That I said, "Man, that ain't good enough. I'm telling you right now, don't you better aim higher than that, because that's nothing." You know what I'm saying? I tell my kids that don't get stuck on that, and I say that's nothing. I say, and my mama said I was going to regret that. When I heard Vince say that, and I did, it caused me a lot of anger just trying to fight through that. You know what I'm saying? And I overcame it. You know what I'm saying? Found another way. But if I would have listened, if I would have finished through at that time, you know, college was big. You know, you needed all that during that time period. And if I did got my computer information degree, it'd have made life a lot easier for me. You know what I'm saying? I look back at it. But, you know, things happen. But hearing you say that you were going to regret, like I said, me and Vince said, me and my mom, Vince's mom, got a lot of stuff in common. And they single mother, they went to school. My mom was at school all the time. If she wasn't working, she was in college, getting her master. If she was helping,
Yeah.
she was always busy, you know what I'm saying? And she was
Mhm.
always grinding. So that's the part I got from her. It wasn't the college part. My brother got the college, but I got that grind from her. Watching her grind, watching her work hard. That's what I took from that work ethic. So that would save me having that work ethic, seeing her work like that. So like, you know, I tell people you see, hear, and touch, your kids are seeing things that you think you're not seeing. So that was
Yeah.
my graduation for me, man. To see her, like I said, sit down, we kind of doing our checkbook, you know what I'm saying, making sure everything, all these repairing the house. I love remodeling houses, all the stuff that I've seen her do these things. So that was my graduation for me, the things that I got, not college, but that was my next for me.
Man, that's amazing.
That was
That
good.
is amazing. How things can just transfer to a child. And I hear Vincent say the same thing. It wasn't so much what his mother told him; it was from his observation of her, and it just transfer. Parents, if y'all listening out there,
Yeah.
check it out. Kids a lot of time doesn't vocalize what it is they're taking in from observing, just observing us. I want to take a moment to read this. We're so happy to see optimistic back in the chat room. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming back to the world premiere word on the streets. And she says, heavy, absolutely. Expected, but not always possible or promoted. Parents today aren't aware of the possibility. So thank you for that comment.
Yeah.
And I want to add too, brother, before y'all get me out of this rain. Y'all know sometime I go long, and you have to hand me an umbrella so I can get underneath it and get off get out of the rain. But here's the thing too. This thing here on graduation, what I want a massage on myself. If nobody else want a massage in this area, that's perfectly fine and okay. But I was writing some notes, and it was saying, when we talk about graduation, it is that moment in life where we actually are stepping out on our independent. not having a lot of information. So it's a lot of trial and error, a lot of mistakes. But we learn from the data, which is our experience, become our data. And from that data, then we refine our tools. And when we go around that block again, we have individual personal data that we implement and try again for a different result. The thing that gets confusing, brothers, for me, and it's so many things get confusing for me, but I know in my life they had a lot of other students. Well, let me not stretch say a lot, but they had other students that was smarter, much smarter academically speaking than I. And I never could figure out why those students didn't pursue college. But I don't want to go down that street, but I still do think about that, to be perfectly honest. But what I do want to chew on right now, the mountain I want to massage a little bit more, is that some of us taking this data that I was talking about, and when we get that second opportunity to deal with it again, we make slightly modification and we improve. But then there's a vast number of us, and this is where I think this is where the irritation come in for me, and I'm working on myself, personal development, is that when I'm around others who have received data and information, but instead of springing forward to respond to that data and make some changes, instead we just continue to relive in that old data instead of hitting the button and say, uh-oh, I did that and it turned out that way. So I'm going to press this new button, even though it's going to give me a new experience, but I'm willing to take that new experience and get and receive some new data. Am I making sense to anybody out there? Talk to me, brothers.
No, you're making sense. I know for me, when you look at things differently, because you can graduate at any point in your life, but I'll go back to the school thing. When my mom was paying for it, I didn't take it serious. I was tricking it off. I was in there playing dominoes, playing spades while it was time to go up to the next class, trying to be cool because I didn't want to be there. I was wanting to be on the football field doing something, and I didn't take it serious. But then when I started paying for it, I took it very serious. Again, I graduated to the next level of understanding. I had an opportunity for my mom to pay for it, and I didn't take it
Mm-hmm.
seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I needed to pay for it, I'm the type now, even when I'll go to school every now and then, go to college and take a course here and there. I don't want to do the online stuff. I'm old fashioned. I want to be in the class. I want to be where there's a teacher at. And sometimes I can't take a class because they're they don't have enough people that's registered to come into the class, so they have to give it online. So for me, it's like I've graduated in the sense of understanding the value of time and money and what I let pass. But I was wise enough to understand now, hey, again, I saw my mom do it for 20, 30, 40 years. I could find a way to make it happen too for me to go to school. And again, I'll go back to that earlier part when I said you don't have to be young to graduate. You can graduate at any age in life. Like, what are you overcoming? Like for me, it's an opportunity to take things a little bit more serious. Go back to the drawing board, learn something new, learn something different. So,
Yes, when the light bulb goes off for you. Is that what you're saying?
correct.
All right.
And,
Fletcher.
and that, yeah, that's what I think graduation is for me, overcoming something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a
Overcoming.
good word. That's a good
Yeah,
word.
let's
Overcoming.
overcoming. Like you said, I think that was big for me, just to overcome all the things that was thrown at me and overcome it. And before I knew it, I was at this place that I knew. And you know what I'm saying? And some people learn quicker than others. You know what I'm saying? For me, it took me a little while to get to that place to where I was at, realizing that, because I kept looking at the mistakes I made. I got married too early, too young. I didn't finish college. I didn't take sports like Vincent. I wanted to play football, wanted to run track. I remember this guy. when we went to Grambling, we used to run track together, and I know his name. His name Dunwaller, and we used to run. I used to beat him. I can beat him running on just at ease, and man, but he stayed working at it. He had a work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And he had a work ethic. He stayed running even after he graduated. Stayed. I followed him after college, and I used to see myself. That could have been me. That could have been me. You know what I'm saying? And that would I used to hold on to that. That helped me get through a lot of stuff to keep pushing, to keep working. But overcoming, that was the big for this. So graduation was me overcoming things, overcoming the military. You know what I'm saying? Overcoming divorce, overcoming. I was always graduating to another level. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at graduation for me, man. Always overcoming. Like you say, it's never too late for any of to graduate. You know, but graduate to another level. You know what I'm saying? I tell my kids all the way, you need to be looking past high school, looking past graduation. You know what I'm saying? That's a gimme. After the graduation, ain't no more gimmies. It's taken. It's no more gimme, you know. They get it after graduation, it's no more gimme. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just real about it because, like I tell my kids, he said, well, Daddy, I just don't agree. I said, well, let me show you this. I can go get a GED, and that's considered the same thing as a graduating high school. So I would get considered the same way. I say, but I'm telling you, enjoy your time in high school, enjoy yourself. But as soon as that, like you said, it's on. It's now you graduate from other things, not life. Graduate from your situation, graduate from your goals. You know what I'm saying? That all these things are gonna come at you real fast. Like I said, that time, man, it comes real fast, and your mind is not ready for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't become like your mind really is not ready for it. You can prepare all you want to tell you this, but your mind is not ready for what is coming at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I second that. My youngest, he's he's best friends with Keith's son, one of his sons, and we'll sit back and we'll laugh because he'll be like, if he's in the car with me and we ever pass by the high school, and he'll just kind of get kind of sad face, and he's like, "Man, I miss the good old days." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Just being able to go in the pantry, not have to paying for it. It's there, everything's there, right? Like that's that past, that's that safety net, right? Like everything was there, provided for them. And again, you have to graduate, right? Our kids can't stay kids forever. But I laugh at that because we call it the good old days back when we went to school, and it's like our kids are 5 years, out 3, 4, 5 years out, and they're already missing it. Like it's just like, man, I really miss that. Like one thing I used to always say is get all you can right now for free while you stand here. I was like, because it's gonna cost you later.
I like that. I like that. Hey, listen, family, we're going to take a small commercial break, but please don't go anywhere. We're going to dive even deeper into graduation and optimistic Selena Ladiana. Y'all keep those comments coming. We're going to open it up a little bit more and start reading more of y'all comments. So make sure y'all come back after the commercial. But we're going to take a small break now, and we'll be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Y'all stay with us.
All right, family. Now it's time to go deeper. This is the moment where we peel back the layers, challenge old thinking, and get real about what's truly holding us back and what can finally push us forward. So grab your journals, lean in, and don't just listen, engage. And if something resonates with you tonight, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs it, because the conversation we're having is bigger than us. This is the world premiere word on the streets.
Family, lean in for a second. We opened this show talking about graduation, but right here in the middle, this is where we go deeper. This is where we talk about the graduation nobody claps for. The world celebrates the moment you walk across a stage, but nobody celebrates the moment you walk away from a version of yourself that can't go with you. Nobody throws a party when you decide, I'm done repeating cycles. I'm done shrinking to fit rooms I've outgrown. I'm done letting fear negotiate my future. But that's the real graduation, the one that actually changes your life. Some of you are still carrying emotional report cards from people who never saw your potential, still living under expectations that expired years ago, still trying to prove yourself to people who stopped paying attention a long time ago. Hear me clearly. You don't owe them anything, but you do owe yourself a graduation. A graduation from the wound you kept calling personality. A graduation from the habits you kept calling just how I am. A graduation from the survival mode you kept calling strength. This is the moment where you say, I'm done repeating the grade. I'm done living beneath my calling. Because life will keep giving you the same lessons until you finally pass the test. Life will keep sending the same people until you learn the boundary. Life will keep placing you in the same storms until you learn how to anchor yourself. Graduation isn't about walking across a stage. It's about walking away from a season. And if something in you is stirring right now, if something in you is whispering, it's time, then this is your crossing point. This is where the old you loses authority. This is where the next version of you starts breathing. This is where you stop waiting for permission and start stepping into purpose. Now, let's get back into it.
All right, family. Remember to keep those comments coming. Now, let's get locked back in to the graduation you can't see.
Welcome back, community. Welcome back to the world premiere Word on the Streets. And you heard the commercial. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and please subscribe. We would love to have you part of our community. But since you all are here, we have a question for you. What are some things in your life right here, right now, that you know, you really know, you need to graduate from? You need to step away from. What is it in your life that keep holding you back, keeping you anchored to your past, man? It keeps you where you've always been. And you know, and I know, it's time to move on. Fletcher, it's time to move forward. Vincent, you know, man, that was all right then. But I learned a few things since then. And now it's time for me to have a dance with this thing and move forward. I can't, if I got to dance with this fear, I'm going to dance with this fear. But I know it's time to move. Talk to me, somebody. Grab that umbrella. Get me out this rain.
No, I'll close it out because I got to exit. A graduation to me should be a celebration of moving on to the next. And I think as we as parents and continue to impart it to our kids, it's up to us to celebrate when they do make those next changes in lives. And I think we know our kids better than anyone, so we'll be able to recognize it even when they've accomplished stuff and they don't see it. It's up to us sometimes to let them know that they have, as we said, overcome some things, because we are overcomers. So,
ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Vincent Craig. And we promise we're going to keep him on a tight line because he makes the sacrifice to be here with us every Thursday on time. Vincent, thank you for joining in. Thank you for adding your 2 cents and bringing reason to chaos, my brother. Hopefully we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Fletcher, man, let's dive in, brother, and pick back up, man, where I was at. Or if you don't want to, you can curve. You could go down another street. I catch a ride with you and meet you on the corner or somewhere.
No, like Vince was saying about the overcoming, man, and celebrating, doing it a different way, doing it different. And, I said that I felt I was pushed out too soon, what I'm saying? Pushed out in my situation, but, I wasn't ready, but to overcome it, like my brother, when he went to college, he graduated, then he went to college And when the money got tight, he found a way to go in the reserve. You know what I'm saying? So at graduated, he had to go to the reserve, graduate from the reserves, Air Force reserves, graduate, then come back to college, and then he had to graduate once he got through. Graduate, made a way. You know what I'm saying? Made a way,
Mhm.
made a sacrifice. So that's what I'm saying. The word overcoming, like I said, I like that overcome because you when you start overcoming things to get to that next level, you know, to find a way. And that's
Mhm.
what I think graduation is. When you get out there, you got to find a way. You know what I'm saying? What you want, finding who you are, finding who you become. You know what I'm saying? So graduating, that was for me, again, sitting to other people. I try to tell my kids about graduating. Yes, it's good, but now who you want to be. Now, you might get a little time to be with me to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? You get some time to find who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell them, I say, I know people went to college, got their master's, and got the job they wanted and hated the job
Yeah. Oh, yes.
and didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they had to change again. They had to change, become something else
But
that
brother, a lot of people stay on job for 10, 20
that they
years for a
hate.
job
Yeah,
they hate.
that they hate. You know what I'm saying? Thought it was gonna be one way, or they went that agreed because they thought their parents listened to somebody else and found out that ain't what I want to be. So
Yeah.
graduating to me, like graduating when you get to know who you are and what you want. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you done overcame to get to where you at. You know what I'm saying? And have a plan. So when I most time I'm talking on Facebook, I'm talking. I say that all the time. I'm talking to the young people. I want them to walk out the door a different way than I walked out the door. You know what I'm saying? At least prepared in a certain way to certain things to be prepared. You're not fully prepared, but at least prepared to have a plan. You know what I'm saying? A plan B and plan C, plan and have a plan of prevention. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to play offense and defense. So set
Mm.
up a plan. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say.
I like that, man. We have a comment here. In fact, I haven't even gotten to the other two, but this one caught my attention. Very interesting, man, from Optimistic. And it says that for me, it's graduating from people that are draining.
No, that is. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you identify with that, my brother?
I can't. I Missy got a lot to say. See if she want to come up, Extraordinaire.
Well, yeah. Well, you just said it. I asked her, brother, and I will make that happen.
Optimist, would you like to come up? I know it's tight on this thing. Don't get tight now. Come on up. Doing all that
Let
tight.
me, let me read the comment. Maybe she have made a respond. Let's see. Y'all, whereas I try to navigate on this computer here. Let me see who we have here. In the meantime,
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, I like that saying graduating for people. Like Vince said, also it's different kind of graduating, man. I tell my young, like I said, everybody that's going to college, not going to get a degree. Some people escaping from their house. Some people in Fort. Not everybody not going to college to get their degree.
sometimes just to get away out the house.
Hey, just to get away out the house and give them a second breather, you know what I'm saying, to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? But they just trying to get away, trying to figure out something, you know what I'm saying, to get somewhere to stay till they figure out what their next move is. But they not their intentionally going there for that. They going for different reasons, man. Yeah.
Right. Well, I put the link in the comment box if Optimist, Selena, or Ladiana want to physically appear on the platform. Now is your opportunity. But on the opening of the show for the second half, Fletcher, I asked that question to our audience. What are some things that you're dealing with or you know that you need to graduate from? And God knows I got a list of things I'm working on that I need to graduate from. But I want to double down on what Optimist said that, she said for her, one of the areas working on uh, being around people who can drain your energy.
Yeah.
I, yeah, I can identify with that so much. But I got some other areas in my personal life, friends. If y'all want me to be honest a little bit,
Man, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
man, I'm I'm still working. Fletcher got me on this platform showing my face. Okay. And I've come a long way, but I still got a much farther way to go because this right here, being visual, that's still take a lot for me. I may wear it well, but I'm telling you eternally on my inside that you can't see, it still take a lot. And in dealing and coping with other people, I notice a few things. You only can learn things when you're in communication with other people because other people will let you know where you rub them the wrong way. And the thing is, I'm self conscious, so intuitively I take what other people say, and I just from my business, from working with, being in a position of leadership, you learn that if one person have built up enough courage to say something, it's usually multiplied times 10 and maybe 10 times 10. So it's not just that one person opinion, even though you only heard it from one person. So my brain anyway, start operating in areas that I probably need to work on that part of my life. And I've been doing the work, brothers and sisters, on myself, trying to be a better communicator, a much better listener instead of calculating what I'm going to say before respecting what is being said and actually sit there and listen. So I've been working in those areas. And which is why I asked that question, what is it in life that doesn't deal with personal development? And see, this growth of graduating has to do with all of that because personally, I feel if we're not working on ourselves, we may not ever graduate from who we were to who we need to be or elevate ourselves to another level. If we just stay what we've always been, what we always did, what we always knew, then nothing new come from that. You just become, a super duper expert on being that old version of you. Talk to me, my brother. I'm doing a lot of yapping.
Nah, you good, man. You good. My point of view, I guess, uh, what that was, I can't think of that name, but she was saying about graduating from around your certain people. I go back and look in my past where I'm elevating myself now because I'm seeking, and when you seek, you start finding things, and I'm starting to see the people that I wasted a lot of time with, a lot of people that was not elevating me. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
thing you say, look around the top five of your friends, and you'll start seeing why you where you at. That is so true. Me and
Mm,
Xtradonaire talk all the time.
mm,
We get deep, man. We always
mm.
talk about moving forward, but then I get on the phone with those friends, and I'm start seeing how much I have separated from them. You know what I'm saying? How far I have came. You
Yes,
want to be
yes,
strong.
yes.
It's like you say, you want to eat good food. You want to receive
Right.
good food, good
Yeah,
good words. So
yes.
I don't
Yeah,
want to. I'm not at the point that I want to party all the time. I don't want to, I'm in a different place. So, like I said, understanding, graduating where I'm trying to graduate to, and
yeah,
where I'm trying to go. That at this time, like you said, this time is not for that. You know what I'm saying? And I think some people, the people that I'm around, I'm starting to see they stuck, and they're not stuck there. They don't want to be there. They stuck. They stuck because they want to be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They're not. And I got an attitude. Trying to tell you, I got an attitude. You tell me something, I'm like, let's go do it. What we need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
like,
yes,
I'm
yes,
moving forward, and
yes.
I think it's like Xtradonaire used to say. He would call me sometime. I would call him sometime, and he didn't want to answer the phone because he know I got something. Like, oh,
Yes.
like, oh Lord, what
Yeah,
do you want?
right. Because he ready to go.
I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Now, but let me show you. Now the time to change. I call Extraordinary. He called me. He ready to go. He like, oh, I got this. I got this. I'm like, oh man, hold on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Slow down, just
I'm trying to tell him to slow down now. He said, oh, I got so much. I got this and that and that. But but you see the energy that you feed off it. You know what I'm saying? You feed off it, but then like you got that high right there. You feed. Then that next call, like
Right.
come they drain you. The other one called you all excited.
But that's it right there, man. That's what let's deal with that right there.
Yeah,
What you just said, brother. Let's massage that a little bit
yeah,
because just like we're talking about what you just mentioned, there's folks outside of this show tonight dealing with that, and we find ourselves check it.
yeah.
You said like, and let me tell you all, Fletcher, he's not a stranger. A lot of people know him. He's we always say he's the life of the party. The party don't start until he shows up. So he know a lot of people. A lot of people know him. But as you listen to him really close, see, it's easy for me to be in my cocoon. But he's saying that he find. I mean, what it does, friend, when you start really working on yourself, start eliminating a lot of conversation from a lot of other people.
Yeah, a lot of noise, and then I'm sorry,
Talk about that.
you looking for quality now. You know what I'm saying? You're looking to have them conversations because you, like I said, I'm seeking now. I'm really listening to somebody. I'm listening to the conversation. I'm listening to what they talking about. You know what they complain. I'm not saying like, you know what's on there. People really don't want you to solve no problem. They just want to vent. So somebody can say something, and then
Yeah.
you say, well, why don't you do this? What? Well, I didn't want. I didn't try. Well, have you tried this? They don't want you to fix the problem.
They don't want solutions.
They don't want no solution. They don't want the problem to be solved. They just want to complain. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, you know what I'm saying, you hear them complain, and you like, man, like there's no essence there in the conversation no more. So it's like, man, where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? After that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I meant. Like, and I'm hoping I'm saying it right, but I'm looking for quality conversation, trying to figure things out. I don't like to say if you want a high event, but as long as we going forward to try to figure something out and solve a problem and get the solution. But most people, they say they want that. And you start trying to crack that egg, and you crack that egg, you start finding out, you know what I'm saying? And again, I've been there, you know what I'm saying, when I was, because sometimes you've been honest with yourself, you really scared. You really say, can I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean about that dance, man. We're dancing with, that's what we're dancing with.
Yeah, fear, yeah,
Yeah, fear. That's really what we're dancing with.
yeah,
And we trying to work ourselves up to overcome that fear.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like you say, once man, you say how we done grown on this thing, on doing these shows, you know what I'm saying? It shows you that you just got to move, you just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do it. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to understand it. You just got to go. Just like I said, when you graduated, you didn't have it figured out, but you had to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You just got to do it.
But you know what else I noticed about being on this show? And somebody, listen, y'all need to check this out. This is powerful. And I'm going to tell you, it is just by doing it. See, just by talking about something over and over again, it become a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now. Man, that's a nugget there, believe it or not. It sounds like it was nothing, but that's a potent statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to huh?
But just like you said, Extradonaire, you started out the thing saying, me being on this camera,
Yeah.
it's hard for me.
Yeah.
But he don't tell you about him getting on that camera, what it opened up.
Oh, yes.
He says hard, but all the other things about opening on that camera, all the other things that came along
that came along, right.
Yeah, go ahead, speak on that.
But that what encouraged you to do that dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That would encourage you to do the dance.
Yeah.
But I want to say something here, man, that a very important point you made, and people missed it. But you said something to the effect, but I'm going to break it down from my angle here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, we have all these things, and Fletcher and I used to tell him, and sometimes he'll tell me back in a later conversation about trying to come up with new things, topics to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking we gotta do something new, say something new.
Yeah.
And listen, here's the thing, friends. Fletcher, you said it. People really listen. I don't want y'all to get offended. I'm not talking about this community because y'all are different. But outside of this community, world premier word on the street community, the other folks, they don't really want solution. I'm talking about those folks.
Yeah.
Because if they did, then all those books and all those tapes that was talked about by Jim Rohn, by Wayne Dyer, by Eric Thomas, by Les Brown, by all these people who've been talking about procrastination and about taking action and about being the best you can be. All those motivational speakers that have been talking about this from decade and decade and decade. Guess what, friends? It's still $1 billion industry. Now, why is that? If you done sold over 1 billion copies or something, that means everybody got the word. A lot of people got the message.
Mm.
But we keep spending on the same thing. A lot of people got the hey man, Fletcher, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. And they keep coming up. Every year the industry grow bigger this year than it was last year. Every year it grows bigger and faster. And my point I'm making is that what you said, Fletcher, we don't want solution. They got a lot of solution out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, we would rather have the conversation than actually application.
Mm.
We want the conversation. I want to be able to tell you about my struggle, but I want to be able to talk about it, and that's cool. Okay, we all agree with that. We need to talk about it. But 10 years from now, I still want to be able to talk about that same struggle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. But the industry is making money from the same people. And then those people who stay married to those same struggle, they telling you, man, you need to go Fletcher, you need to go get that book.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you need to go sign up to that gym workout, man. Mm-hmm. Look, I'm still 40 pounds overweight, but brother, you need to go sign up. What's going on, man? Talk to him. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You just said Wayne Dyer, Jim Rohn, Nightingale.
Oh, yes.
Those some heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still people going to say, I don't know. Who is that? You know what I'm saying? Still people don't know them guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still people don't know what they talking about. You know, they got all kind of books about habits, how to turn off. All these people, and like you said, it's $1 billion industry, and it's still. And so people, if you let's say, well, what do you think y'all gonna do? It's still people that need help. There's still people that need to be told, said this, given it to, that believe it and give it to it in a different way. A different way. It's open. Because they've been that Nightingale, Wayne Dyer, Jim Rohn, man. We talk about that Jim Rohn.
Man. In the audience, y'all would love, we encourage y'all, listen to Jim Rohn.
Oh yeah, man.
Listen to Jim Rohn.
I'm just saying, me, through my time of blindness, just coming out of cancer, and then coming out of losing my sight, and I used to wake up in the morning trying to fight that early in the morning. I would walk to the store and I would put Jim Rohn on, man.
Yes.
Oh man, and I'm gonna say he had something, and he was so clear, man. I'm telling you, what Nightingale, these guys.
Know what though, Jim Rohn make you put your fist down.
Oh man, it make you humble you. It humble you. And Wayne Dyer, like when Xtradonaire introduced me to Wayne Dyer, and I'm like, and I'm gonna tell you what, and I think I don't know if you remember, I told you Xtradonaire, I say, man, I wish I'd have had that in college. Man, I wish I had that. These people before, and they've been around, but I didn't know. Yeah. I wish I'd have had them at them times when I was going through, because it brought me through. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Personal development. That's what we're saying. It's very important. The small things, man. Getting that word, personal development, is strong. You know what I'm saying? And we can use it and take time, and just this, it can help you. It'll change your life. It really will change your life, man.
Fletcher, there are two things before we get off there. Two things I really want you to talk about, brother, because Number one, I'm gonna be a little selfish. The one thing I want you to talk about, and it stay in my conscious, is when you were working for, I think, a cash van store,
Basic. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
and
Check
you
it out.
talked about this couple. They won. I don't know. I think it was $10,000, and you thought, man, that's it, y'all. And I don't ever want to see y'all in here again. I want you to talk about that, and then I want you to follow up. The other thing is totally different. I want you to think like a football field. You got one on one end of the goalpost, and now this other thing I really want you to talk about is on the other end of the goalpost, and it really tied back into this thing about graduation. And the second thing is I saw, and I see this from time to time when I flip on Facebook, that you spend an enormous amount of time of having your kids work on something, and you sit there and supervise them, and you make it seem in a playful way, but at the same time you're giving so much, and I don't even want to spill the juice on it, but I want you to talk about those two areas. Do you feel where I'm coming from, brother?
Yeah, the I tell that, you know, man, I'm gonna tell you, I used to work at that check cashing place, man, and it was, man, again, my worst time was my best time. You know what I'm saying? I say that all the time. I used to wonder what that meant, but even going to that moment that I had with these couples, he was a truck driver, and I think she was a nurse, and you come and get the loans. I think the max you can get at the time was 650. You know what I'm saying? So he would come get the loan, then she would come get a loan. You know what I'm saying? So they was getting loans, and I forgot if they were doing it every 2 weeks. Yeah, I think it's every 2 weeks you come and renew it. You basically just renew it, pay the little money, get it again. Renew it, pay it. You know what I'm saying? Clockwork, they doing it. And again, they had a contest that they're gonna pull your loan, they pull your name, you're gonna win $10,000. And the people that get the loan, I do the loans, I got a little bonus, whatever. But anyway, they got the loan, my people won. You know what I'm saying? They won, they got the loan, the truck driver lady. So, me, I'm loud at the time. They don't know me there. And I'm like, hey, I know damn well I better not see y'all back in this place. Y'all, God to bless y'all with 10 grand now. There's no reason for you to come back up here. Oh no, keep we ain't gonna be up in here. They took the picture with the check and all that when I was in there. So months go by, time go by, So I'm in there doing what I do with the loans. They got a loan line, and I see somebody dip their head in, dip their head back in.
Mm.
Their head in and dip their head back in the line. I'm like, I'm trying to see like why they keep doing that. If they'd still stood, I probably would have recognized them. See, they know they're wrong. So they dip their head in, and I was,
Hoping you weren't there.
oh, yeah, so they dip their head, and I see it. I say, I know you lying. I know you lying. And so she said, "Keith, don't do it." I said, "Oh no, I know you better not. You better be coming over here and get some money orders. You better not be coming over here."
Yes.
But she
Yes,
come up
Lord.
there and she get it. Then she come back, her husband come back and he get it. I'm like, what in the heck could y'all be doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
is this? And you look at it now, you did money management, whatever it was, but they got right back on the hamster wheel. They got right back on
And
that.
here's the thing about it, though, brother. The reason why that conversation is so important, we talking about graduation.
Yep,
They didn't graduate
yep, they
at
did.
that time. But go ahead on, man. I didn't mean
Yeah,
to interrupt.
no, but you're right. But like I said, that saying that. So I'm always talking about money. People say, and and money is personal. I know people like I did a survey on. He said 87% of people don't talk about money in their home with their family with their kids. They don't talk about money. They don't talk about money and how the money works. 87%. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always talking, and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable when I do it. I know when I talk to people personally, even when in my home, me and my wife to talk was an uncomfortable thing. But if they'd have talked and got on a plan, they could have solved that. But they believe they never graduated past that. They never graduated to believe that they can be beyond that, and they stayed on that, on that drip. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it's a drip. They got you on that drip, man. And once you get on that loan, I tell people, man, once you get on that thing, and I used to have a system. I used to tell them, look, get the max, then come down to the next level, come down to the next level. Tell you the lowest level was like I think $60. When you get to the $60, you're done. Don't come back. Because it was something in your psyche that you could not lose that money. You know what I'm saying? It kept going. I'm serious. It was crazy. And I used to tell the people, and forgive me, at the time, I said, you don't have to pay this loan back. This is what I said, Xtradonaire. They're like, oh, yeah. I say, what the worst can they do? You don't have to pay. I said, pay this back. Just walk away. They to go. They just couldn't.
Wow.
They like, no, I got to pay my debts. And my,
Yeah.
what? You know what I'm saying? But it was amazing seeing that, like, somebody, they wouldn't walk away, man. They wouldn't, and they was religion on that and not doing that, man. So that was the thing about the loan. And
Before you go to your next point, optimistic got a statement here in the chat room, says that drainers want validation, approval for their negative feelings. They are complainers and have low self-esteem. Heck, they don't want to read or invest like that. They want to be hand-fed. Some really bold words coming from optimistic. That's when we were talking about
yeah, but
the part about feeding ourselves.
let me say this about that. Me and Xtradonaire used to have a lot of talks about that because where I felt about like what she just said. I get it, and Xtradonaire used to always say, man, go back and put yourself back in that place. You know what I'm saying? You was there, and I get it what you're saying, optimistic. That's true. But they at a moment right there, they just behind. You know what I'm saying? So I got a humble and I always be thinking about healing them and fixing them. Because Xtradonaire used to be on me. I used to want to go, nah, man, let them. He like, no,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He had to bring me
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
that and say, hey, you got to realize what somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, I've said that when I was married. When you get married, you say for rich and the poor, for sickness and health. You know what I'm saying? All these things, and like we'll say somebody cheat on you. Do something to you, and you like, I divorce. You just say it's sickness. That's a sickness. You know what I'm saying? It's your way to find. So it's so much deep into that. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to say what you said, optimistic, but when you've been doing this, you start seeing, man, it's deeper than that. And you get to the point like, yeah, you got to cut a person off. Now I've been around some people like, look, for my sanity, I got to leave.
As you get older, for your personal sanity, you may have to
You might have to let them go. You know what I'm saying? They're not ready. Now that's one thing I realized is for my sanity, for me not to get to that point, I need to just let this person go.
Yeah.
They're just not ready. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they won't be ready. And as a matter of fact, I'm just not the one to reach them. Somebody else might reach them. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Yeah. But see, that's a graduating level too.
That is a graduating level.
We have to be honest with ourselves and realize, like a rubber band. Now, how far can I stretch right now where I'm at?
Yeah, and that was Xtradonaire. You told me that. That's a graduate to that point to say, I just gotta let that go. You know what I'm saying? It's draining me too much, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing causing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point like that. How much to my point that I'm not being affected. And I want to be affected, but they draining me now. So that's a graduation now too. Yeah.
Right. Man, I really wish I can get optimistic on here and Selena on here and then Ladiana, and we could just dive on into this because I sense you all have a lot more to say in person than you do in the chat room.
So
because
if they ain't come next week, get your hair together, get yourself together, put your best.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe it's that.
I don't know. Put your best on, then come back. We're gonna be ready. We're gonna bring y'all on, and we're gonna start bringing people like Xtradonaire. Come on in and speak your mind. You know what I'm saying, and add value. You know what I'm saying. That's what we want, and we understand. But add value. Best optimistic. She got some great things to say, some great things to give.
So this, before we get off, I know this is a long stretch, and I told you that from the beginning.
Yeah.
I had two things, but if you could end out before we get off the air, man, Why don't you share with the community, brother, that this thing that you try to do, not try, you actually do with your kids and developing them and helping them, preparing them for graduation. And I don't mean graduation just from high school. I'm
Yeah.
talking about getting them ready for life. Talk to us.
Well, like I said, I don't raise I had other kids, man. It's real. It's really more for me, man. I'm just thankful that I can do that with my kids, man. Just like I video me and my son. He working on cars, he doing different things, working on the house. You know, I'm just thankful. What I'm saying, that I can, that he, the Most High, and he humble himself to let me teach him that, and that he willing to take it, because with my other children, I didn't have that. I didn't get to have that, and I'm not saying it was their fault. I probably wasn't a good teacher at the time. You know what I'm saying? I probably was distracted at the time. So to have that now, and
You probably didn't have the communication
yeah,
skills.
I didn't have it. I didn't, but I'm just saying. And
You graduated. You
I
graduated.
graduated. Yeah. And another thing, what I like about it, seeing a black father born with his son. I tell my family, my kids all the time. Every time you see the football players or the sports or people, or the singers, they always say their mama. You never hardly hear about the father. You know what I'm saying? You hear about mother this, I want to thank my mama, I want to do this. So it's very important to me to show that when I'm portraying that, what a father do with his son, a black man with his black son, with his son, and he working together and showing them that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most important. Enjoying being with him, but I want to portray that too, that it is a black father that's out there with their kids, teaching their kids and showing their kids, you know what I'm saying, and having fun with it, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I like to portray too. But I'm enjoying it too. I think that I get, because my dad used to let me tell you this part right here. The reason I work on cars, my daddy gave me something and I gave it to my son. It was a word. My daddy told me one day, he said, you know what, son? My daddy work on cars. He say, I'm gonna give you something to tell you about yourself, but you mechanically inclined. I say, now I didn't know what that meant, but my daddy said I was. You know what I'm saying? So I know mechanic mean I can fix things. Right when he told me that, I began fixing things. And
Wow.
I remember I said with my son, I said, well, Kai, I'm gonna give you something. Now, it was given to me, and I see it in you, and I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I believe I say, son, you mechanically inclined. And man, I'm telling you, I laughed to my wife. I said, boy, look, he fixing on things. I said, boy, that word is powerful. It worked, because he be fixing on stuff. He like,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? So giving that to him as my daddy gave to me, you know what I'm saying? That's something that, me going.
It's powerful, brother.
But I'm telling you how words are powerful. So that's why I get on Facebook and I show him, you know what I'm saying, doing things, and he figured it out. He don't want me to, hey, because and I give him a hard time. I said, you need me to do it? I don't need you to do it. And I can do it now. You know how to do it. I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the fun, and I enjoy it. And I just wanted, the other part is showing that a black father and his son working together, doing things together. And I think we need to show that more, because we've been given a bad slate. We've been getting a bad look, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it with me, man. And I'm thankful that I get to do that and show that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm thankful that you get to do that and show it too.
Yeah.
And family, Fletcher has helped me take this thing life serious about repairing your credit and getting yourself together financially. I took that to heart.
Yeah, he did. You did. He did.
Yeah, I took that to heart. And in return, you heard he just gave me my flowers too. He said, let me tell you, this is huge. See, we both graduated from some areas in our life.
Mhm.
The old Keith Fletcher may not had that ability to communicate to his boy. He enjoyed that because now he can communicate with them. There are a lot of parents, especially black men. At least we've been shown pictures that, but I don't buy all what they tell me though. But they try to paint that picture as if we don't communicate with our
Yeah.
children
Yeah.
effectively,
Yeah.
But Fletcher, if you go on Facebook, you'll see he effectively communicate with his whole entire family. And I appreciate seeing that when I do. And I think that is something worth celebrating and worth showing and worth talking about it. And I'm glad we did it here on this platform.
But again, and we all it took Extradonaire and told me things too. The communication skills, coming with Extradonaire, Extradonaire had told me. I remember one day we was talking, and he said when he speak, he said I let you speak. He said when I let you speak, then I pause, and then I repeat to make sure we're on the same page to show you that respect. And when I remember he gave that to me, and I was like, man, that's good. Man, that is so good. And I, what I'm saying, the respect even in the conversation, I never thought like that. I'm like, I want to get it out. You know what I'm saying? Take what and I started creating that, and that showed me works and all that.
Right. Yeah, we both sharpen each other up in these areas.
Yeah, for real, man.
We sharpen each other up.
That personal development.
Right. I give him little tidbits, he give me tidbits back.
On it, and we say that we can't be on here not learning ourselves. You know what I'm saying? What we give out, we learn as we go. It's wrong like that. So that's what we tell him. We also been a part of this too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We teach.
I love this one, man. We're gonna get off for it, but I love this one. I love this one I gave you, Fletcher. You know how people talk, and Fletcher used to do this too in this conversation with me. He'll set up a scenario, and he's giving you the hook, and you supposed to follow the hook. And but see, I don't follow that hook.
No.
Let me say, hold on. Some people upset because you don't follow that hook.
You tell me, I know what you're doing. I know.
Yeah,
no, I see where you're going with that.
That's right.
So, it was, and he said he was right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people with me, and he knew exactly what I was doing. The communication, like I said, me and Extradonaire used to sit on the phone and talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, really talk about things, you know what I'm saying? And he did. I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to do, man. And I was, too. I was a master.
Right. Not following that hook line, man. Anyway, friends, if y'all enjoyed the show tonight, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe, follow the show. Ladiana, Selena, Optimistic, Vincent, thank all of y'all for being here and being a part of the show tonight. Can't wait to do it again. Same place, same time. World premiere on the street. See y'all next time. Fletcher, see you in the meantime.
Let's graduate, folks. Let's graduate.
That's right. Happy graduation, graduates.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of World Premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again. So take a moment to subscribe, tap that like button, and become part of this growing community. Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again. Same time, same place. Right here on World Premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.